last 5 years, it was a big change. I just noticed I noticed like my hair receded up. I also noticed at the front of my head, like it was just very thin and I'd have to like comb it a specific way to look a little bit more. But like the biggest thing that I kind of want to just touch on is that I just hit 10 years of being on testosterone on January 16th, which is where this also comes into play of the topic that I want to talk about. So in general, over the last 10 years, there has been a lot of major changes that I have noticed. Starting from at the beginning was like my voice drop, noticing body fat distribution, noticing like, body hair starting to come in, facial hair starting to come in, those types of things. I even noticed my hair texture was changing, and just so many different changes, especially in the first 5 years, where like I noticed it was a lot of the major changes that I really had. And then in the last 5 years, I really didn't notice like too much in change. I noticed maybe a little bit more on my body fat distribution changing and being a little bit more toned, but otherwise like the biggest other change I noticed was my facial hair continuing to fill in. But the other big change that I've noticed in the last 5 years was my hair like thinning, changing in texture, and just kind of like noticing that change was a big like huge like kind of just like deal for me. Obviously with anybody losing hair, like it was something I think I was avoiding. Anytime anybody pointed it out, I was like no, like I was kind of in denial, and just in general was something I was absolutely dreading. It was a part of me, it's a part of my like aesthetic, my personality, but also at the same time I was just like we hold such value in our hair that like we as men like are made to feel like if we lose it, like it's you're not lovable, like you're not as like accepted, or you're lesser than. And that's a huge stigma around like going bald, and that's why I think so many people are afraid of just saying like and diving all in and just shaving it all off, because it's like there is such a stigma around having hair and what that does for people. And it's just like I feel like just shaving it all off for me was like I'm getting rid of that, like I'm getting rid of that hold in that grasp of like the fact of like just holding on to whatever little hair that I did have. I'm just saying like what, screw it, like this is just the new look. Though I will say I have thought about doing minoxidil, but again, that's something that I'd have to do long term, or doing a hair transplant. But I don't know if that would mean that's only temporary and that I'm only just kind of prolonging what's the inevitable, and that I'm going to just end up losing that hair as well. So maybe I have to do some more investigating and looking into that. But also at the same time, I'm like, if that's what's going to happen, if I have to go on something long term, or if I'm just prolonging the inevitable, I'm just going to say like I'd rather not spend that money on doing those things, and just say, what, this is the new me, this is the new look, and I'm just gonna embrace it. And that's, I think, like the big like thing we as men have to lift each other up and say like, you know what, like yeah, I understand what that's like, and I get it. It sucks to have to like lose something that we have such an attachment to, but at the same time it's like it's okay to like just say like screw it all and like go bald. Even just try it, like even if you have hair. Like that was something I always used to do prior to my testosterone. Actually, was I always had like a buzz cut. So it's kind of like going full circle, which is kind of ironic. But this time I'm completely shaved all the way down, and I actually don't mind it. Like I actually feel like it suits me, though it was a little bit weird because like I do have a discoloration between like my skin and then my head. But also like this is the first time ever going completely bald, and it will probably end up like changing color as like the sun and going out in the summer and stuff. So there is a lot of like pros to also not having any hair, but it is something that I have been dreading, and something that I like like I said, I just wasn't ready to embrace quite yet. But yeah, in the last 5 years, it was a big change. I just noticed like I noticed like my hair receded up. I also noticed at the front of my head, like it was just very thin, and I'd have to like comb it a specific way to look a little bit more full. I also started to get like bald spot right here on the back, and it was just getting like more patchy spots of like thin and thick, and I was just like, this is starting to actually like cause more dysphoria for me, and trying to keep it and just maintain it just so it doesn't look like it's going bald. But like it was just the inevitable. I saw it happening, and it's been happening more and more in the last 5 years. And to be like 10 years on testosterone and really only just having to shave my head completely bald now is a huge accomplishment. Honestly, I do know a lot of trans people specifically like that if you're gonna go bald, it usually happens in the first like 5 years. So to happen at the 10-year mark is a major like accomplishment for me, and I'm really happy that I've been able to keep my hair this long and be able to like still have that and be able to accept that. But like at this point, you know, being 10 years in and noticing that like thinning and stuff, it's just like that now moving forward for like, and in the future, this is something that I have to embrace. And it's something that I feel like now at this point I am ready to embrace. Though also I'm saying that like I am only 34 or just about to be 34, and it is something that I feel like, wow, like I'm 34 and I'm bald already. And I think that's like that stigma around like going bald is only for older men, and it's not true. Again, it runs in your genetics. My cousin, who is actually I think like almost 10 years younger than me, started going bald a couple years ago. So I have people in my family who are also younger than me who have started going bald sooner. So it's something, again, that runs in my family. It's something I knew was probably going to happen. And like I said, like it was just the inevitable eventually. It's just a matter of when. So yeah, it's just something that I knew, like, you know, was just dreading, but was eventually going to get there. And it's now just about embracing it and feeling like accepted in my own body and then in my own self. And it is going to probably also take some time. Like I kind of fluctuate on how I feel about it, but at the same time, like, you know, it is something I'm ready for. It's something I'm looking forward to, and just looking like to see what this new bald like ness in a sense like brings forward for me, and just be able to, like, you know, just accept it. And that's just it. So yeah, I just wanted to chat a little bit about this, and sorry I'm like rambling. This is just literally new as of yesterday, and I just something like I'm getting all my thoughts out in this video, and, you know, be able to talk about it. And like I said, it's just something I feel like we as men like feel like we have to be attached to and feel like lesser than because I'm not having hair. But it's just something that I feel like I love myself, and this is a part of loving myself, is taking care of myself and accepting myself as, even if it's something that I'm losing, I'm gaining something different out of it. And that's kind of like the perspective that I have. It's like, yes, I lost my hair, but like I'm gaining this new like self acceptance and self-love towards something that I can kind of let go of and be able to like, you know, love something different moving forward. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just looking forward to it. And I've already been looking at like, you know, like hair or slash like head like creams and oils and shavers, and like just kind of getting excited towards that. So it's like, yeah, it's sad, but it's also exciting because it's like this new journey that I now get to embark on. So yeah, I don't know. I just like, I'm really looking forward to seeing, you know, now in the next like while how this all goes. And I do have some other topics that I do want to update you guys on. I've been not doing as many videos. I've been just kind of just dealing with a couple things and just kind of going through some stuff. So I've been taking some personal time for myself. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you all, give you this update, and just rant a little bit about this journey that I've been going through, and like finally just accepting like that this is the new me. So yeah, anyways, if you have any other topic ideas, suggestions, anything like that, always feel free to put it down in the comments down below. But anyways, that's it. Love y'all. Bye for now.